to Dying Light, which is now officially 9 days away from its release. I'm really excited about Dying Light. The graphics, the role playing, the parkour free roam is clearly a game meant for PS4 and Xbox One. And in today's topic is the marketing and release, which I use that term loosely because Dying Light has been the subject of, how should I say this, 4 pushbacks in the last year. So first, I'm gonna go with its marketing releasing, because I feel like the marketing release has been more of a all over the place for people alike. So originally, the season pass was first announced back in December, and it's supposed to be for a price range of $20. It will offer new content for the game, including gameplay, missions, weapons, and outfits. The first DLC, which is called Cuisine and Cargo, will also be available in the first season pass. And it was also announced that an Ultimate Edition with both game and season pass for $79.99 was also announced. Okay, that's the first marketing tool they went with. Now, I'm gonna say it like this. That's bull, because I not only paid off my reserve for Dying Light, I asked about the whole Ultimate Edition, and yeah, they don't know anything about it. I went to GameStop and specifically asked, is the Ultimate Edition for Dying Light available? They said no. And it's not because people have reserved it. It's not because they're, by their store policy, they're not supposed to tell you. It's because legitimately there has not been any Ultimate Edition released in North America. Okay? I'll say that again. It was not released in North America. So whatever Techland is doing with that, they need to fix that. Okay? Because the game has already been pushed back 4 times, and they're already starting to screw with its release, which is just 9 days away. So, they need to get their shit together. That's all I gotta say. They need to get their shit together on that. But anyway, as far as to make matters worse, the only DLC that you get from GameStop in pre-order bonus, you only get to be the zombie DLC, which we all know was announced as soon as the game first came out. So I'm not understanding what's the problem here, or why this in general is just being such a drag along that these guys cannot differentiate from releasing it in their country and releasing it in our country. It really is starting to make no sense to me because of this deliberate disobedience towards the release of a game that was pushed back last year, then pushed back to 2015, an unspecified date in 2015, then pushed back to February, and then again in early January, and now comes out in less than 9 days. So more to the point, the marketing and release is flawed as far as I see it. And I'm saying that because the game itself is amazing, graphics, gameplay, in terms of system, it's all great. It's just perfect. And to be more precise, on January 17th, 2015, actually just yesterday, as a matter of fact, I'm not going to just say the date, I'm going to say the actual time. They did it yesterday. Techland announced that physical copies of Dying Light have been delayed to an unspecified date due to the long lead time than digital. However, the delay only affects Middle East, Asia, Australia, and Europe. Okay, see, shout out to Australia, Europe, Middle East, and Asia. Okay, you guys definitely deserve to get this game as much as anyone else does. So I'm trying to figure out, what is the problem here? Okay, average Wi-Fi system runs at what, maybe 1080p a minute. Like, I don't know if my measurements are right, or I'm not sure if my metric is right. I don't really care. But like, if you have good Wi-Fi, then that means your game can easily download in, say, a couple hours, maybe 2-3 hours. Personally, my Wi-Fi is some trash, okay? Because I gotta literally take my Wi-Fi off everything in the house just so I can get one game. Because that's just because Verizon tell you not to, plug in more than 5 objects. Pretty much my whole house is Wi-Fi, and it's like Wi-Fi everywhere. But more or less, if they're doing this to Asia, Middle East, Australia, and Europe, that means they're going to probably do it to Japan and America. And then it's just going to be, it's just going to be released in their general country. And then they're going to try and be stupid and say, we're sorry to say, we're going to push back the release till summer of 2015. I don't want to jinx that, so I'm not going to say anything else about it. But the whole fact of it is, if they're going to release the Ultimate Edition for Dying Light in their country, then they should release Dying Light Ultimate Edition in countries all around the world. Okay? You shouldn't be don't be assholes and try to be funny and try and tell us that we not gonna get it and this, that, and the third time, and then you want to turn around and push it back another few months, then turn around and push it back to another unspecified date in 2015. I don't like that. I'm not saying Techland is not good. I'm not saying they're not a good development team. Their credibility is going down the toilet because their refusal to not only keep the game where they want it and where fans want it, they're not listening. They're not trying to hear anything that the fans have to say. So they trying to say that we're getting away from our Dead Island franchise and we're creating an entirely new franchise altogether. From what I've heard, Dying Light has tripled its awards than Dead Island did upon its release. The game hasn't even been released, and both E3s, mind you, both E3 2013 and 2014, it was a huge success. In fact, I went to E3 myself, and most people were paying attention to the Dying Light. That and Kingdom Hearts 3, but still, what can you do? So, if the marketing and release is so flawed, that means that the game itself is going to be flawed, and they're going to try and tell us that they're going to do this, that, and the third to update it. They're going to do this, that, and the third to keep us happy with the game, which means that we're not going to get it at a certain point that they said we will. So let me run a scenario through your heads. Say, for example, they say that the Ultimate Edition will be released tomorrow. It's gonna come out with the official game, of course. For those of you who live in North America, the game comes out on the 27th, which is 9 days away. For those of you who live in countries such as Japan and Europe, which you're not going to probably get it on the 30th and 28th like they said they will. More to the point, if they're going to say that the Ultimate Edition is still going to be released, but at a later date, first of all, if any of you know this, and a lot of you do because you go to GameStop as much as I do, you pre-order your game and you don't come back to get it within 48 hours, they put it back on the shelves, okay? You don't get your money back for that. So if you get a season pass, which is $20, plus the game, which includes, the Ultimate Edition, which actually just includes the game and the season pass, that's $80 out of your pocket, which really you could have saved for something else. You could win and got a PS3 game for all that matter. And the fact of it is that it's already the PS4 and Xbox One are already a year old, so you guys are a little running late on that. But more over the fact of it is that the marketing release they need to work on their marketing. Clearly they did not go to school. They clearly did not know how to manage their money. All they know how to do is make video games. You want to make a video game, you better know how to manage your money first. That's all I gotta say. So thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate the time. Stay tuned for more Dying Light commentary.